Welcome to Business Ville. Your go-to channel for the latest news and analysis on business, politics, and economics. Today, we're discussing a major development in the U.S. political landscape: the election of Republican Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives. But at what cost? What concessions did McCarthy make to secure this position? And what does this mean for the future of the Republican Party and their ability to govern the country? In this article, we will take a closer look at the events that led to McCarthy's election and the challenges he will face moving forward. Background: on Saturday, Republican Kevin McCarthy was elected Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives after a contentious race that saw him make extensive concessions to a group of right-wing hardliners. The 57-year-old Californian suffered one final humiliation when Representative Matt Gaetz withheld his vote on the 14th ballot as midnight approached, prompting a scuffle in which fellow Republican Mike Rogers had to be physically pulled away. McCarthy's victory in the 15th ballot brought an end to the deepest congressional dysfunction in over 160 years, but it sharply illustrated the difficulties that he will face in leading a narrow and deeply polarized majority. Concessions made. The concessions made by McCarthy to secure his position as Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives are quite significant and will likely have a major impact on the Republican Party and their ability to govern the country. One of the main concessions that McCarthy agreed to was allowing any lawmaker to call for his removal at any time. This means that he will not have a stable tenure in the position and could be removed at any moment if the hardliners are not satisfied with his leadership. This significantly cuts the power he holds when trying to pass legislation on critical issues such as funding the government, addressing the nation's looming debt ceiling, and other crises that may arise. Another major concession was sharp spending cuts and other curbs on his leadership. This means that the Republican Party will likely have to make significant budget cuts, which could lead to further turbulence in the months ahead. This is especially concerning when Congress will need to sign off on a further increase of the United States' $31.4 trillion borrowing authority. Over the past decade, Republicans have repeatedly shut down much of the government and pushed the world's largest borrower to the brink of default in efforts to extract steep spending cuts, usually without success. McCarthy also agreed to the hardliners' demand for more control over the budget and spending. This could make it easier for the hardliners to pursue their own agenda, which may not align with that of the Republican Party as a whole. This could lead to further division and infighting within the party, making it more difficult for them to govern effectively. Impact on the Republican Party. The concessions made by McCarthy could point to further turbulence in the months ahead. Several of the hardliners have questioned McCarthy's willingness to engage in such brinksmanship when negotiating with President Joe Biden, whose Democrats control the Senate. They have raged in the past when Senate Republicans, led by Mitch McConnell, agreed to compromise deals. Impact on the U.S. government. The hardliners, including Freedom Caucus Chairman Scott Perry and Chip Roy of Texas, said concessions they extracted from McCarthy will make it easier to pursue such tactics this year, or force another vote on McCarthy's leadership if he does not live up to their expectations. Democrats such as Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer have warned that the concessions McCarthy made to win the job may come back to haunt him. Kevin McCarthy's concessions to the extremists in his party make it far more likely that the MAGA Republican-controlled House will cause a government shutdown or a default with devastating consequences to our country, Schumer said in a statement. At Business Ville, we strive to keep you informed about the latest news and analysis on business, politics, and economics. The election of Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives is a significant development in the U.S. political landscape, but it raises important questions about the future of the Republican Party and their ability to govern the country. Will McCarthy's concessions lead to further turbulence in the months ahead? How will the Republican Party navigate the challenges of a narrow and deeply polarized majority? And what is the future of the U.S. government under the new leadership? Stay tuned to Business Ville for updates on this story and more. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to never miss an important update. As always, we value your opinion, so please leave your thoughts and comments below, and let us know what other stories you'd like us to cover in the future.